Can you hear me? Looks like I'm... Oh, where's my glasses? I was like, I can't see the board. Okay. The screen says there's a network error. Glasses. I was like, I can't see the board. Okay, that unmute is if I have to listen to myself. That's bad. Don't want to hear myself while I'm talking. That's weird. Okay. So, actually, I'm going to close that. We're done with that. Why is it doing the weird screen thing? Oh, well. Anyway, hello. Welcome to Crazy Aunt Julie's audio mixing forum thing. Yesterday we had a great time because we were working on some sound effects, and I actually had a couple people visiting in the stream, in the chat room. If you're here, don't forget to say hi in the chat room, even if you don't have any questions. Excuse me, pardon me. It's good to know that there's people out there so that I try to stay more on topic. Oh, I know why I don't close my laptop. I need to pull up my scripts because we're gonna do another episode with the more conversation, I think, unless I get a request to do something. That's another reason to pop into the chat room, because yesterday we ended up, after working on a couple of things, we actually ended up oh my gosh, like, where the heck did I end up? Oh yes, we ended up working on I did a really quick whip together of a sword fighting sequence, which is really interesting because I mean, it's something that I just whipped it together because, you know, I would think of it as a background sequence. And you can do something really impressive really quickly as long as you don't have to think about every little move you make. And ambiance is often like that. You know, you're almost better off working with you know, putting together a random sequence rather than trying to choreograph it exactly. You can choreograph your main characters, but put in a background sequence. Anyway, point is, it was pretty cool. I even, you know, threw in music and a couple other things to make it as awesome as possible. Oh, hey, hi, Quizzical Attic. It's nice to see you. It was fun yesterday with the sword fighting, wasn't it? Let's see. Where am I at? Oh, let's try scene 4. Oh. No, scene 6. Scene 4 is missing a voice. Or did I already do scene 6? I already did scene 6. I haven't done this. I haven't put in the sound effects. Well, there we go. I'll do a sound effect episode. Yeah, it was pretty cool sitting down, you know, just whipping together something like that. I just finished up doing the sounds for the 4th episode of The Prisoner of Hancock House, which will be going out to my $10 and up Patreons this evening. I mean, so far it's mostly a static, it's mostly a sitting around talking story. That one is. And I designed it that way so that I wouldn't have to do too much in the way of sound effects, at least not to start with, simply because I knew I was often going to not have much time to put the episode together in. And as sound effects take time, and moving and everything else. For instance, this sequence, it's under 2 minutes, but we've got a number of different effects going in here. And there's going to be movement with them too. So this will be an interesting one to work on. Let me go ahead and play through the voices first. That way I can see if I need to make any changes. You want to... I know everybody does this differently. Find what's comfortable for you and makes it work for you. That's always the way I tell people to do it. You don't have to do it my way, but I'm showing you my way because that it may be an option you haven't pondered, or it might, you know, practicing this way might give you some other ideas to do what you want to do. For instance, I know Kim likes to lay in the sound effects as she's sorting the voices out, because to her that's more complete. For me, it's like I want to get the timing, because I'm such a timing junkie. I want to get the timing and the sound of the voices, then I'll add in the sound effects. So, you know, each to their own. You know, I don't know how Jack Kincaid of Edict Zero works, but he's got crazy. He's got all that. He's very minutia oriented about timing and stuff, obviously, because his show turns out so awesome. And I don't say that just because I'm in it.
Come on. Whatever you do, don't open any of these.
Why? Oh no!
That was broken when we got it. You understand?
But why?
I just need you to guard these while I check on what Alice has been, You look nice.
Oh, I was experimenting with makeup. That is why I did not answer the doorbell. I was halfway through an eye. Do you like it?
It makes you look sophisticated.
It is not very comfortable.
Maybe you should try it a little lighter next time.
Oh no, it is too much. I must have misunderstood. I should just give up.
No, it's fine. Just a little much for daytime wear. You look like you're going out or something.
I am.
You are? Where?
For a walk? To the store.
She?
Oh, don't tell Alice.
At least if you're out with Hyde, I know you won't be spending any money.
What?
Nothing. Tell Hyde my offer still stands.
What offer is that?
The offer to punch him in the face if he hurts you.
You said that? Oh, Ken, that is so cute. He is here. Oh no, my face. I have to.
You look fine. Just go.
Really?
Just be careful, okay?
Of course. Mwah!
Okay, so this is obviously I got to do a little bit of volume evening out here. Now, this is one of those things that I just sort of earball, if that makes sense, as opposed to eyeballing it, you know. I just kind of get a feel for how much I need to volume things up and work with it from there. And I think I'm going to take all of this up. It's a little quiet, but also I've been changing the volume up and down on my headphones, and I know it's all the way up on the interface, which is good, because I have to turn it way down when I do the video game. I am going to try, I think I am going to come back and play Lobotomy tonight for sure, for at least a couple hours, because I'm actually kind of getting the hang of it. I mean, I've gotten to a point where I've resigned myself to the fact that you have to constantly restart. That you basically there is no way to win from a standing start. You know, that every time you start over with taking along the previous information you had, it's actually fair. Because I was thinking of it as being very unfair simply because it's so weird to me that you can't play a game from starting. I mean, I know it's not entirely unusual, but it's just me that playing a game from a dead start, you can't actually get very far. You simply can't. I mean, I suppose it's possible if you're like super, super good at it or something, but in general, it's just a really, really awkward game to try to start from a dead start, you know, until you've acquired a whole bunch of information and a whole bunch of extra points that you can use to protect your characters to get through that early levels, to accumulate more points so that you have more points when you hit later levels. I don't know. Anyway, but I'm going to start from scratch again, and I mean, I would start from zero again, not from scratch, and play through for a couple hours tonight, I think. Anyway, okay, so I've done a little bit of evening out. I mean, part of it is visual, I'm just looking at things, and part of it is by what I just heard in the listening through. I'm going to bring this up, because sometimes things like this one, you have one peak, but everything else is very small. And I'm going to bring the peak back down using pop mute. And that's what I've been doing. I've been voluming up and then using pop mute down. It's just, that's something I've done so many times in this stream, I don't describe every step. So now we've got, it should be fairly even now. This area was another place where the actual sounds are mostly very quiet, even though the peaks are very high. Yeah, Chiyoko tends to do that. Anyway, the Chiyoko voice. So, let's see. I need to go find some effects. I need a box drop and a breaking noise, sliding box. I'm going to, another couple of creaks also, some walking, both her and him, cell phone, a runoff, and a slam a door. Basically. I mean, oh, that's nothing, right? Yeah, well, let's see. Let's get him into... the one thing I do a lot for things like this is I will get into... I'll open up all my effects in a new window. Come on. And rather than try to open them from Audacity, put them into like a temp file in here, or an FX file, and copy them over as I listen to them using, hello, my sweet kitty. I put some cushions down for my feet, and she's enjoying them too. My cat. She either sits on the back of my chair or down on my feet. Okay, so I'm going to have my FX file, and then I'm going to go through listening for things over here and then copy them over. Never move them out of your main file. Never, ever, ever do that. You never want to lose the effects you know you have. So, see, first noises are box noises. Those are wood. Well, actually, they're probably cardboard in this case. Let's see. So, cardboard would be under home, I think. Paper noises. Let's see what I got. Newspaper, clipboard, paper. Look, put down. How does that sound? That's not a bad noise. I mean, part of it is also, part of working with FX is also being able to envision noises being something else as necessary. Ah, cardboard box drop. I even have that. And I have a couple of cardboard shuffles. The box drop is unsatisfactory, but I think I can work with those. I can mix some of that with something else. What have I got? Crumple, uncrumple, fanning paper. Okay. I use the wrapping paper noises, wrapping presents. I use those a lot for any time I've got paper rustling and stuff. They're great sound effects. Okay, so there's not much else there. I think for the heavy box dropping, I want... It's not in home. And I need a body drop. Let's see what I've got in here for a body drop noise. That's a little too heavy. Let's see. Not quite heavy enough. That's not bad. That's a little heavy, and it sounds like it's on dirt, so that doesn't work. So there's so many different options that you can end up with, but I think that'll work. I need a breaking sound now, so I'll go back up and go into glass. Glass makes the best breaking sounds. Let's see what I've got. No, I'm not. Stupid thing. Da, 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 da. That's a possibility. Yeah, it's a little much. That's not bad. I think I could do something between that one and this one. Okay. Oh, what do I need next then? Oh, I need walking, of course, for both of them. Feet. What have I got? Nope. Outdoor sand. Oh, that's dropping shoes. Oh, actually. Nah, not heavy enough. I was thinking that could go for the box too. Anything you drop on a hard surface. Let's see what else I got. Dancing. No. Okay. So. Now, since they're inside, they're either in slippers or barefoot, most likely. So, I would make. So Cheese definitely barefoot, and I'll give Ken the slippers. Though, no, it was Alice who was walking around in the other scene I did with him, so that's fine. I've got slippers in here somewhere. Slippers. Well, that's on carpet though. Oh, slippers on. He can't be on a creaky floor and her on a not creaky floor. That's just silly. Let's see. How do I want to do that? Well, let's just try mixing it. I'll take that walking on wood. Or actually, no. I'll take, yeah, I will. And add the slippers. I thought I had something in between those two, though. We'll see how that goes. And sneakers running, no. Stairwell. Hard sole shoes, running mud. It's real easy. I had to make floppy shoes because I had clowns in an episode. Ooh, I'll have to remember that because I have clowns in an episode in season 2. Season 2, episode 2 of Fatal Girl. Right now we're working on episode 1. People walk on wooden stairs, boots, hard sole shoes. Okay, that looks like it. Sneakers, sand, outdoor. Okay, so, and then I need, oh, her cell phone. Oh, did I have a special, I might have a special effect already set aside for her cell phone. Let me check. I do have some specialty effects set aside. Chiyoko, that's okay. Abominate, Angel's Redemption. Attack devices charging up. Maybe I don't. Well, pooper dupes. Okay. I could pretty much make her cell phone anything. I'm going to have to find some sort of cutesy ring for it, though. And if I'm really clever, it'd have to be something particularly romantic and smarmy at this point for Hyde's ring. And then she's going to run... Oh. Now, here's a question that I'm going to have to think about. Is do I want to? Now I'm gonna assume she puts her shoes on the porch, because I'll let her run out and slam the door and grab shoes. So I'm not gonna explain that. And this is the kind of thing that you have to think about when you're doing something. I mean, she would put on shoes leaving the house, or change from slippers to shoes, obviously. But it depends on so many different things. There's cultural, and there's also climate. Do you keep your shoes on the porch? Keep them in the hall? We're just going to assume she runs out of this room and slams the door without any problem, and then deals with her shoes after she leaves, because I'm making her barefoot in here. Nobody's going to notice most of the time what I did with that, but it's a consideration. And I always think of those sorts of things from a visual point of view, because I'm picturing it as it happens and trying to imagine other things that might be going on around that. So let's see. Yeah, let's start with this. Actually, one more thing. Let me see if I have... it might just be under noises. Drags. Let's see if we've got... Oh no, that's gravel. I don't want dirt or gravel. I want... Oh, hey, I wasn't even looking. Excuse me. Drag cement, drag on wood. That's metallic. Sack on dirt. No. On chair drag is too heavy. It's not that kind of. I could use that. Okay. So, I mean, because I'm trying still to put together a composite noise for shifting some boxes. So, well, let's start with that. First things first, I'm going to open up one of the noises that I just transported over, which will be in the FX file. I'll just pull the first one. I'm just going to pull all of the effects in here using import audio, so that I've got one big file with all these effects that I just grabbed, and I can just work with them all. Now the first thing I do, of course, is I highlight it all and I turn it all into mono. I was talking about this yesterday. My shortcut is Control =, or Control +, whichever you want to call it. But the way to find that is tracks, mix stereo down to mono, and it shows what I've set it at. That's my default, not theirs. And then I can use Control-Shift-F to make everything fit on the screen. And you can see that the labels of all the files import, so I don't have to describe what everything is necessarily. But I'm gonna just call this temp FX for now. We'll call it scene 6. I use underscores because I'm old school. When you didn't put spaces into file names because it would cause corruption. I know. What can I say? All right, we're gonna start with putting together. Let's see. The first noise that I'm going to need is the box dropping and breaking. Well, it's actually picking up the box and then carrying it and dropping it and breaking it, or we can assume they've got the boxes. So I want cardboard. Yeah, so for now, I mostly want almost all of these noises. And I'm going to put them into a different file here to do this. Now, of course, just listen to this. It's just a jumble of crap for the moment. So now what I've got, though, these are the breaking noises. I'm going to move them to the end. Oops. And the cardboard handling here is clearly too much. Even one of these is too much. On the other hand, I can use a piece of that as the dropping part. You can always pick apart, let's see. I want this bit to go over here. And I think I want... Well, because one of the things I'm looking at right now is I'm thinking, well, Ken has a box and Chi has a box. So I do want some separate set of noises. I don't want it twice, I just want it to be different. I need a door closing noise too. I need 2 door closing noises. Let's see. Oh, I'll worry about that in a minute. Okay. Then an impact, which I believe is this. And no. Oh. What scared the crap out of you when I played all the noises at once? Sorry, I didn't catch it when you said it. I'll wait for an answer on that. I'll continue while I wait for an answer on that. Now, if you look at this, I've kind of got things lined up. Oh, the breaking glass. Yeah, I can understand that. Well, it's any noise like that we all think of as being something particularly traumatic. You gotta give people a warning. Sorry about that. So with the breaking glass, and I've got 2 different glass sounds here, I'm gonna first low pass them a lot, because a low pass takes off the higher notes, and if they're inside the box, they're gonna be clearly buffered a lot. I'm going to actually run that twice. See how that sounds. Alright, now I've sort of arranged things. I'm going to mute this one for now because I'm using that for Ken. And let's see how this sounds all together. What I've put together is I've got some handling, then a fumbling, and a fall. And then the break comes right with the impact of the fall. And we'll see how that sounds. Oh, you have the volume up high? Yeah. See, now that's not too bad. I could even take this one up a little bit more. What? Oh, I can't see how tall it actually is. Oh, yeah, it's got a lot of upper notes there. So let's see how this sounds now. See, now that's a pretty good... I think I will take this up a little bit too. I want to make sure it's actually hearable, that there's a break. And if there's going to be an ongoing noise with this, I need a little bit of ongoing cardboard noise as well. Because if it's continuing to move, the box needs to be continuing to move. I mean, it doesn't really, because you could have something moving inside the box, but I think it's going to sound better with that. So, like the box continues to roll a little bit or something. And yeah, I love it. But you see, once you get a hang of what you're working with, it can be really easy to put together sound effects. You just have to be able to picture all the elements that you want to have actually appear. So all of this I can put together, and I'll play it one more time here. And that's going to be Chiyoko fumbling a box. And I'm going to mix it, which for me is control apostrophe slash the key with the apostrophe and the quote marks on it. Oh, the layering is fascinating. Yeah, thank you. I mean, oh, I'm sorry, Bunny. I forgot you were on my foot. That was my cat. I didn't mean to kick her. No, stay. Oh well. Yeah, it's part of what makes it more interesting and more like customized is being able to put together effects like this, even for something simple. So it's not just the same old thing that you hear everywhere. On the other hand, I do have like defaults I use for certain things, almost for a joke, like certain background ambiances that I'll use over and over again in a lot of different episodes that as a sort of in joke. I don't know if you've listened to a lot of them, but you'll hear in a lot of street sequences, especially in more horror-oriented episodes of 19 Nocturne, you'll hear the, what is it? Jesus saves. Jesus is listening to the, whatever, that guy in the background. And Jesus is knocking on the door of your heart guy. It's just, for me, for whatever reason, that is just part and parcel of a creepy episode. So I'm moving the box dropping sound over here, and it happens right in this area.
Why? Oh no!
So I want it. I'm going to put it between the gasp and the oh no. So that, yeah, the street preacher one, yeah. I use it a lot, and I just really like that one for some reason. It's very ominous to me, and at the same time kind of funny, which makes it the perfect thing. And it's a good one for sort of directional, because that guy is somewhere off to one side or the other, and I can put a different sound on the other side to balance it, and then you can tell kind of what direction people are facing by what side he's on, because it's very noticeable. But that guy exists in all my worlds, apparently. I licensed that sound from a company a long time ago. Anyway, so here's how this sounds with the voice.
Don't open any of these.
Why? Oh no!
That was broken when we got it. Yeah.
So I might want to put a little space here too, just because I want to let the breaking noise sound a little bit. Let's see how this will turn out. Yep. Well, and actually for The End is Night everywhere, yeah, but for Fatal Girl, it's actually thematically important, because this is leading up to an apocalypse, and it's been mentioned in a couple of different episodes. They've talked about, because the original episodes were set in 2011 for a reason, and they've talked about the guy who predicted the end of the world being in May, and they talked about, and the things like that. And in the second season, they start talking about the Mayan calendar and the end of the world coming up at the end of 2012, and that's part of what's leading up to, is preventing the end of the world. Sorry, it's a spoiler, but not much of one. So let's see how this sounds now that I've put a little space there for the breaking.
Open any of these.
Why? Oh no!
That was broken when we got it.
Do you see what I mean? So her voice isn't covering up all the crash sound, but it still flows, because you don't want to. One thing that's really easy to do when you start out is to leave too much space. I mean, if I moved this way down, it wouldn't sound as realistic of a reaction.
Why? Oh no!
That?
I mean, when something happens like that, you don't wait really that long. I mean, it's not terrible. It's only, a tiny fraction of a second. But, it feels less...
Oh no!
That was...
less real. And timing is something that I can't even teach. I mean, you just have to learn it, I guess. There's certain things like that you kind of have an ear for, or you develop an ear for. and everybody's got to work on their own. It's just like the people who leave giant gaps between conversation pieces. It's more often than not, people talk right on top of each other in real life. So you want them as close together as possible so that when you do have a pause, it means something. I mean, just listening to this part that's on the screen right now, not including the sound effect.
That was broken when we got it. You understand?
But why?
I just need you to guard these while I check on what Alice has been. You look nice.
Oh.
But you see, there the pauses are significant because normally we don't have pauses. I don't put in a lot of pauses. It's harder to make significant pauses if you have a lot of pauses. Anyway, so I've got put in Ken. Now this is going to be Chiyoko's sound effects. And then I will go back over here to my temp file and pick up this, which is the other set of handling of box, because Ken's handling a box too. And this will be Ken's effects. Now for the moment, I'm not shifting anything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lay in all the effects onto their 2 tracks. Actually, it's going to be more than that because I got to put feet in there too. But lay in their effects, then mix them into their tracks, and then move them around the soundscape. And that's the way I always do it, because to me, it's too easy for your effects to not follow your voice, and it always sounds weird when that happens. So I always mix them into a single thing before I start shifting them around so that they can't get loose from the voice. But I have to have everything where I want it first. So for the moment, I'll go ahead and shift these to match the voices so that we've got more of a 3D sound going, and then play this from the start.
Come on. Whatever you do, don't open any of these.
Why? Oh no!
That was...
Okay, I need to shift this back because he's making noises like he's picking up.
Come on. Whatever you do, don't open any of these.
And I need to make sure this goes on longer. So, because I want his noises to continue at least into hers, so we don't have a break there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sneak a little piece of this and put it into the middle of this to stretch it out. Let's see how that goes.
Come on. Whatever you do, don't open any of these.
Why? Oh no!
That was broken when we got it. You understand?
Okay, I'm going to continue. I'm going to actually do that again. Put in some more sound for him. Pull that out.
Whatever you do, don't open any of these.
Why? Oh no!
That was broken when we got it. You understand?
But why?
And I'm going to have him set down his boxes somewhere in this area of his line. So we save, go back over here to the temp file and find a setting down noise like this. I don't want it quite that sudden. That's not too bad. Let's see. I think maybe I'll put it here. But I think I'm going to slow it down so it sounds like he's not dropping it, he's setting it down. I'm going to change tempo on it. We'll see how that works. So that would come out as this.
Broken when we got it. You understand?
But
I need more than a single impact because it sounds like he's got multiple boxes here. And I want to make sure that continues. Let's see if I can do that. I don't want to put it next to it because I want it to overlap some. There's more than one box. So more than one sound at a time. So I'm going to move this in, and I'm going to slow this one down. I'm using just my repeat key, and then I'm going to take the volume on this one down. Because again, I want it to sound more like it's being set down and wobbling than like it's being dropped. I'm going to run a low pass filter on it too, so it comes out. Yeah, that's more like he's setting down a couple of boxes at once. Okay. And then I have to put feet in with both of these. They're both walking a little bit while they do this. So back over here. I'm gonna just take some. Okay, make it bigger. Just a few steps for her. Because you don't always have to have, you really don't need to show every single footstep ever. You don't need to include every single sound effect that could possibly be in a scene. And there's people who go out of their way to be realistic and just stick in every possible sound effect, and it can get jumbled. It's better to have the sound effects that fit, just enough to let people know, okay, they're walking, okay, than to include every single possible permutation of somebody walking around the scene or something. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and use the same barefoot ones for him as well. It's going to be easier in the long run. I'll give him a few more. And I'll put his on this track. So I've got basically 2 tracks for her effects and 2 for his. And the reason I'm using multiple tracks is because, of course, I need to layer these, and they'll all mix into the voice ultimately. But I'm going to carry his steps over a little bit. I'm also going to speed hers up. She's got a smaller stride. What can I say? She's short, and we say that a lot. So she's got a smaller stride, and she's got a lighter step. So I'm going to make hers quieter. So if we listen to this now, let's see, I'll put these over so that they match for the moment. And we listen to just this part.
Come on. Whatever you do, don't open any of these.
Why? Oh no!
That was broken when we got it. You understand?
But why?
I just need you to guard the...
So it's coming together pretty nicely. And then the next part... I want a little bit of a sliding of a box here, just to, he's shoving it around a little bit. I'm not going to go too much into that, but just so that we feel like the boxes have been handled. And that would be this one, I think. Yeah.
Why?
I just need you to guard these while I check on what...
It's a little bit sharp. I'm going to take that down.
I just need you to guard these while I check on what...
It still sounds more like wood than cardboard. Let's see. It might not be what I'm looking for. There isn't really any part of these that are more... No. You can change an effect if you add other things to it, obviously. And in this case, if I add some clear cardboard noises to it and even out the volume on the 2. No, not minus 85. That was my nail. Not minus.
I just need you to guard these while I check on what...
You see, now it takes out that wooden edge by adding in the cardboard sound. A little bit, I mean, softening it all up.
I just need you to guard...
Like he just shoved the boxes a little bit out of the way. Okay, so we've got that. And then I'm going to have him walk some more, because it's important that we're going to slow him down. I'm going to bring his track down here so I can see it while I'm working on it. So I'm going to slow him down as he slows down talking. So I'm going to start this a little closer, and I'm going to copy a little bit of blank space. Actually, paste it, and then paste it, and then pull that in. Because what we've got here is, it's like, actually I'm going to take this in one. This is the several little shuffle steps to show that he's stopping. So it's like...
I need you to guard these while I check on what Alice has been... You look nice.
Oh!
I'm going to do a little bit of taking these in. So it's like...
Just need you to guard these while I check on what Alice has been... You look nice.
Oh!
So it kind of counterpoints and brings up that he's slowing down and looking at her and, I mean, it doesn't have to be there, but, you know, I wrote it into the script, so I might as well put it in. And then over here, we've got her cell phone. Let's see, what can I do? Oh, I know. This may take a minute. I'll go into I'll leave that one up. Oh, okay. Open this one over here. Go into my music. Go into Incompetech. Incompetech being Kevin MacLeod's stuff from Incompetech.com. The godfather of all music on the... of all music on all things in podcasting or in amateur video type stuff, because let's face it, it's just the way it is. Let's see. I'm looking for something that's going to be vaguely romantic, at least. Ooh. Too slow. I mean, for a phone ring, it's got to be something a little bit better, a little bit more not quite. Not quite. Maybe not something in that category. I try to categorize things as best I can, but it's... Oh, nicey. That's what I usually put in. No. And here comes Elton John. No. Oh. That kind of sounds like a cell phone tone anyway. Maybe not. particularly, yeah, music is particularly tricky to try and find what you want, because especially considering that a lot of times you're working with, you sorry. Oh, duh, of course. I know what his ringtone has to be. I'm such an idiot. Pardon me while I get back there. The idea, music is always tricky because you're searching for what you want, and at the same time you have to go with whatever you can find in the that's in Creative Commons or usable in some way. And that's very difficult sometimes. So, I still have to actually check and make sure that this is still acceptable to use, because when I got it, the license was good. But I kept it with it. I kept the whole album and the license with it because I can't believe I took that long to think of that. Here's what we're going to do as Hyde's ringtone. Hyde's theme song, of course. Let's see if it comes in here a little bit longer. I mean, I only need about this much of it before she acknowledges it. So, but that's it was so funny when I was listening to these again recently and going, "Oh my God, that's right. Hyde had a theme song," and then I'm like, "Oh my gosh," it was so perfect. When I first heard this, I was like, yes, that's got to be his theme song. But as I was saying, you have this picture in your head of what you want your music to sound like for an episode. And a lot of times there's no way in hell you're going to get what you want. I mean, it's almost better just to have very generic ideas and then search through, the places where you can get it, the license for Creative Commons for free or for very cheap, like McLeod stuff, or that's what I'm going to try and do. Put it through a filter so I can make it sound like a ringtone. Well, but nowadays ringtones can sound, phones have such good speakers on them. Though, of course, this was 2011, so it doesn't have to have as good a thing. First thing I'm going to do is run a high pass filter on it that's quite high. So I get this. And let's see. Oh, I'm going to make it, obviously, I'm going to make it, wrong one. Going to make it mono. And I'm actually I'm gonna volume it up a bit. It doesn't have to be super quiet. I think, let's see what happens if I change the speed a bit. Now that kind of works. That makes it sound a little bit more cutesy version of it. Let's see what else I can do. I don't use a lot of weird effects a lot of the time just because I mean, for things like this, I haven't done I wonder what. Oh. Ew. Let's see what this will do. Why not? I have no idea. Hey, that actually kind of works. I'm still going to now turn it mono. And take my pop mute. So it sounds a little bit like a ringtone now. I like it. I don't know why it took me so long to think of that. I'm sitting there going, looking for, well, I mean, especially, since he would especially have his own ringtone for her. I mean, she would have a ringtone for him. Let's see if that works in there.
Oh, Ken, that is so cute. He's here. Oh, no, my face. I have to.
You look fine. Just go.
Really?
Just...
Now, I probably should repeat it. It's going to continue to ring.
Oh.
Really?
Just be careful, okay?
Of course. Mwah!
And then she'll shut the door before it would go off again. I could also take it up in volume a little bit, but I can run the high pass filter on it again. I probably should have done it before I duplicated it, but then I can bring it up.
Cute. He's here. Oh no, my face. I have to.
You look fine. Just go.
Really?
Just be careful, okay?
Of course.
Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. I might move them a little closer together, but if I do bring it closer together, then I'll have to start a third repeat before she gets out. So,
Mwah!
now right here, I want a little bit of a rustling noise. She's like giving him a hug and a kiss. And poor Ken left at home while everyone else goes to the ball as usual. Let's see now. So I need to get back into special effects. This is why I like having it on two different screens, so I'm not trying to move things in and out on the same one. It's just so much easier. Effects. Actually, those are not the best for this. Home cloth. And it's all just knowing which ones are the ones you use the most and work the best for you. This is the one I think I use the most. I mean, I don't even have to put that in. It's almost superfluous, but it makes it feel more real for me. The more real and complete an entire scene feels, the better, the better it flows for me as the auteur or whatever I am. So I want to put this here. This is her coming in for a hug.
Mwah!
Here. And then she's going to run off.
Mwah!
So I can take out part of this. So I can put her footsteps in here without having to make a third track. Little cheating things, but what the heck. And I'm going to take some of these. Now, these are part of a footstep package that gives you walking footsteps and then sort of the little scuffles that you end with and then jumping. And I'm going to use, because I want her to sound like she's running a bit, I'm going to use a couple of the little scuffles to show her movement. And like this. And then I have a door slam, which I also haven't pulled up yet. And I know it's all these little things and so many bits and pieces, and it's easy to, I mean, part of it is in the writing. When I write these, it's so funny because even from the start when I wrote these, I just wrote in, oh, here's an effect, without thinking about how convoluted it would be to put some of them together. And like I was saying yesterday, one of the first things I put together was Making Book, which has some amazingly bizarre effects in it. And putting those together really put me through my paces of, for an original first time for putting together monster noises and screams and all those sorts of things. So it was really entertaining. And I actually sat in the booth and made monster noises for a while, trying to give myself some different variety that I could mix together. Just sort of blah, 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 noises and things. Anyway, I want a door slam shut. That one's good enough. And it's so good. Is that Making Book? Yeah, it is so good. I'm so good. Door. Where's my door? Oh, there it is. And I'm going to make it mono. And I'm not going to stop yet, even though it's 7 o'clock, because I want to go ahead and finish this scene. But there's going to be a lot of moving stuff around as yet. And I'm going to take this down a little bit. So, now here's what we've got for the whole scene in this sort of preliminary sound, which is this.
Come on. Whatever you do, don't open any of these.
Why? Oh no!
That was broken when we got it. You understand?
But why?
I just need you to guard these while I check on what Alice has been, You look nice.
Oh, I was experimenting with makeup. That is why I did not answer the doorbell. I was halfway through an eye. Do you like it?
It makes you look sophisticated.
It is not very comfortable.
Maybe you should try it a little lighter next time.
Oh no, it is too much. I must have misunderstood. I should just give up.
No, it's fine. Just a little much for daytime wear. You look like you're going out or something.
I am.
You are? Where?
For a walk? To the store.
She?
Oh, don't tell Alice.
At least if you're out with Hyde, I know you won't be spending any money.
What?
Nothing. Tell Hyde my offer still stands.
What offer is that?
The offer to punch him in the face if he hurts you.
You said that? Oh, Ken, that is so cute. He is here. Oh no, my face. I have to.
You look fine. Just go.
Really?
Just be careful, okay?
Of course. Mwah!
I think instead of doing a second time through the ringer, I'm going to have her beep it. Like she's canceling the incoming call or something cell phone related, because otherwise it's not clearly a cell phone. Apart from that, I like it. So, I'm going to close all of these files. No, don't need it. No, don't need it. The other thing is, I think I'm going to see what happens if I get rid of this, because I think this noise is enough of him setting down his boxes. And then it's going to be okay. And I don't have to worry about too many noises. Okay. But first, let's go find a cell phone noise. So, machines. Phones. I'm looking for telephones. Oh, what an idiot. Okay. These are all. Well, she's got an older phone anyway. Oh, that'll make it more like a phone too. And And I'll take that, probably. Let's see how those sound. Oh, no, that's a button, not a... Well, I know I want this. Actually, maybe I'll do the moving around tomorrow. I'll just get the effects in today, and then I'll worry about moving tomorrow, because it is getting a little late, as I wasn't paying. Wrong one. Okay. I just want to beep, for crying out loud. Don't I have... I have a lot of old phones and answering machine things because I could use one of those. Okay. So then I'll go ahead and open up cell phone and vibrate. Oh, whoops, wrong button. Yeah, that's way too much, but taking like one of them. Oh, whoops, that's the buzzing. That's the one I wanted. I still want to take it down in volume. Because this will also reinforce the idea that it's a phone. I thought they were the beeps. Is that I put the vibrate on along with his music, and he would do that, wouldn't he?
It's so cute.
I will take that volume down more, just enough.
It's so cute. He's here. Oh no, my face. I have to.
You look fine.
Okay, and then I'll go back and I'll grab a tone. Just to make it sound like she beeps it off. Change the cursor.
You
Who said that? Oh, Ken, that is so cute. He's here. Oh no, my face. I have to.
You look fine. Just go.
Really?
I may not be terribly realistic, but at least it reinforces the cell phone idea while keeping the music in there. So then I've got this whole file. This is the edited and sound effect file. And then I'll be making, I'll be saving it as the moving file. And I'll work on that tomorrow because it is running a little late. And I still want to play this silly game. Plus I have to upload Prisoner of Hancock House, and that's on the upstairs computer. I need to transfer the Patreon down here as well. I just can't remember what the password is all the time. I'm so bad. I've got all these different things on all these different computers, and I have to remember what all my passwords are. Let me go ahead and play through this scene one more time. And actually, well, I won't do it. Well, I'll do it here just for shits and giggles right at the moment. I'm going to take all the tracks. I'm going to mix and render to a new track, which basically gives me a composite track of everything. I'll have to do this again after moving. This is just as a sample. I'm going to volume it way down. And then I'm going to run Room Machine on it, because Room Machine is one of my favorite things. As usual, I just use it at the defaults. I close, and then I do run a low pass filter on it because it gets a little too shiny or whatever. Now, it doesn't make a huge change, but it adds the we all sound like we're in the same space ring of a room to it. So you get this.
Come on. Whatever you do, don't open any of these.
Why? Oh no!
That was broken when we got it. You understand?
But why?
I just need you to guard these while I check on what Alice has been, You look nice.
Oh, I was experimenting with makeup. That is why I did not answer the doorbell. I was halfway through an eye. Do you like it?
It makes you look sophisticated.
It is not very comfortable.
Maybe you should try it a little lighter next time.
Oh no, it is too much. I must have misunderstood. I should just give up.
No, it's fine. Just a little much for daytime wear. You look like you're going out or something.
I am.
You are? Where?
For a walk? To the store.
She?
Oh, don't tell Alice.
At least if you're out with Hyde, I know you won't be spending any money.
What?
Nothing. Tell Hyde my offer still stands.
What offer is that?
The offer to punch him in the face if he hurts you.
You said that? Oh, Ken, that is so cute. He is here. Oh no, my face. I have to.
You look fine. Just go.
Really?
Just be careful, okay?
Of course. Mwah!
And then I am actually going to, because that was just for the sample. I'm not keeping this room machine track because it is. I'll have to do it again after I move everybody around, but it's just to show you how it sounds. And I'm gonna do one last thing, which is move Ken's till after the door shuts. He's having such a day. He's been having problems with realizing their finances are dwindling, and then that's why he mutters that about Hyde, about her not having to spend money if she's out with Hyde because he's rich. Ken would never ask Hyde for money, and oddly enough, Chiyoko wouldn't even ask Hyde for money, and it comes up in their conversation, and but Hyde would gladly give Ken money if it didn't look like he was trying to, demean Chiyoko by paying for her or something, because he doesn't care. He's got lots of money, so they've got all sorts of issues between the different characters. Hyde is so much cooler than when I started writing him. I didn't really know him, and adding in this whole story that, like the monologue I worked on the other day, it just makes him so much cooler of a person. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut out. I'm going to go upstairs and upload The Prisoner of Hancock House to all my venues, and then I will probably come down and play a couple hours of Lobotomy Corporation because I still haven't quite worked it out of my system. I know, it's such a thrilling, very loud music game. Anyway, thank you for joining me. And it's nice to talk to you again, Quizzical Haddock. And I'll leave this up so I don't forget where I'm at for tomorrow. And